Did you have any gold medal syndrome?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
after you did a collab with Mr. Beast, who else? You kind of hit a lot of people in a row.
Yeah, I did like Dana White and Logic. And I think for me, I don't know how much context people have right now though. So like, I guess to like help people understand, like I do social media content.
Yeah.
Like short form content mainly. And I do like mystery gifts where I try to like, I give people mystery gifts, but then I also try to accomplish collaborations with big creators or brands just to give context. I don't know.
That's like, smart. I usually do that, but that was good.
So what happened was like, I started 2 years ago, I would say officially, where it was like an everyday grind. Yeah. And so like, I think especially after like all the collaborations, like it was like almost 2 years of going hard. I've never really taken a break. Even on like vacation, I would like film.
Yeah.
And so, especially with the whole Mr. Beast thing, that was like a 5-month journey, and like every single day, putting so much work into filming, spending so much money, trying to make this happen. And when it happened, after it was like, what now? Like I felt like I worked my whole life just to get this one thing, and it happened. And then I was like making content after. I'm like, what's my purpose? And then on top of just like being on such a dopamine high, I feel like I had a huge dopamine crash. And with the combination of like grinding for 2 years straight and not really having any break, I just like went crazy.
It's that's literally like the equation of soul wealth. It's like people either chase, I find that generally people chase one of those three things, which is money, possessions, or achievements. And I don't know if you would claim that you're chasing achievements, but it's almost like I call it destination happiness. We set like a destination, whether it's like meeting Mr. Beast. For myself, for a long time, it was getting 1 million subscribers, but I didn't do it. And but now I'm like, not that I'm happy I didn't do it, but now I'm like I'm good. I'm sitting here with you. I'm making a relationship with you. And even like, I really hope this podcast goes boom. But like, even if it doesn't,
yeah,
like you're still like my friend, which is like, someone might sit here.
Who's in love with me?
Someone might sit here with the like intention of like, wow, like this is going to be my biggest episode. It's James. And to be honest, it probably will be my biggest episode. But they're waiting for the like achievement aspect of it. This is how I like to explain it. Think about the post button.
Okay.
So the post button, whether you do TikTok, you do YouTube, you do podcasts, you do music, most people hit that post button and they're waiting to find out if they're successful. So they hit post and they go, based on how many views, likes, listens, I will decide if I'm successful. Based on how my friends or family take it, I will decide if I'm successful. Based on how much money it gets, I will decide if I'm successful. And my whole thing is that I want you to know by the time you hit post, you should know if you're successful. And that's what I'm saying. When this podcast goes live, I know if I sat here and I had a good conversation with you and you're my friend and we made a memory, remember that time we filmed a podcast on the roof? Then I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope those things come, but like, that's the whole thing. That is soul wealth.
Right. It's not really, I guess what you're saying is soul wealth is not being outcome oriented, like destination happy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so curious to sit here with you because you have had the collab with Mr. Beast, you had the collab with Logic, you've had the collab with Dana White, and I remember I tried to interview you 2 weeks in New York, and you're like, dude, I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you elaborate on why?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much to unpack with what you just said. No, you're good. But I guess to answer your question first, I mean, again, I just was like depressed. I had like a dopamine crash. I had that gold medal syndrome.
Yeah.
And I just needed to take a break. And I was not in like the mindset. I was not like happy to make content at the time. And I just wasn't excited to be on a podcast because I was just not in the right headspace. So that's that. It's very simple. It's just I had such a big dopamine crash that I just wasn't down for anything.
So you credit, though, a lot of that depression to kind of hitting all of your goals and being like, what's next?
Yeah. I mean, I've learned a lot. Okay, so with everything you just been saying, like, I think it depends what game you're playing, okay? So, like, I don't think there's a right or wrong. Like, if you're on this hustle, like, crazy grind just to get 1 million subscribers, just to hit 1 million views every video. I don't think that's wrong. That's just like what you want.
Yeah.
Or like with what you're saying with like what Soul Wealth sounds like, it's you don't give a crap about views and you just do it to be happy, and like you just create content for the art of it, right? So I don't think there's a right and wrong as to what your goal is. It just depends what game you're playing. Now for me, I feel like I'm pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, like I love just the like accomplishment side of social media, right? Like I love, like I would say not as much anymore, but like I do look at like the numbers,
Yeah.
right? I do like care about how many views a video gets, like how I am growing, because this is my job,
Yeah.
right? And so like to like pay for rent and to pay for food, like I have to get paid by brand deals, and they care about engagement, right? So I do have that side, but I also have to remind myself not to be so outcome oriented, and to like really enjoy the moment. Like you said, like enjoy it before you hit post. So I think for me, it's just been like a crazy journey, and social media is toxic in this way of like, it's so extreme, but like, I feel like I have a good balance of like, I do enjoy the videos that I make. I do enjoy like editing it and like posting it and stuff like that, just for the sole like aspect of just the video, but I also business minded as well, so I have like a balance.
I think that you're in the best possible position, because if I'm being honest, I'm the Soul Wealth guy, and I literally have like $15 in my bank account right now, and I think the great equalizer is that career aspect, because I was talking to Anne Marie about this. She's been on YouTube 11 years, and she was telling me like, when I first did YouTube, no one knew it could be a career. So
Right.
if you were doing it, you were like that dad who was playing with his Legos in the basement, and you're doing it because you love your Legos in the basement. No one's ever going to see it. It doesn't matter. It's the true art. And now you have this equalizer of like, this is a career. And not only is it a career, it's a very desired career. And a lot of people now enter the world of YouTube with straight up with like a business mindset, where some people don't even think of it as art at all. They're just like, and who am I to judge them? Like, if I were to go sell bananas in some supermarket, that's not a non-noble job. How is that any different from me making videos that are not art? But it's interesting.
I feel like if you try to do social media as a job, you're gonna fail, because again, from my experience and what I've observed, dude, it takes years to even just get started. Like, a lot of people think everything happened overnight. For me, it's like, dude, I started this when I was 10 years old, making videos and like posting on YouTube with only 200 views because only my friends and family are watching. Like, they don't see the years I built up. And that's the thing. It's like, I know people say this all the time, but it's so true. Like, if you're doing it just for money or fame or whatever, like, you're gonna fail, because you have to do it for a few years at least, with like no reward, nothing in return. And so like, that's the reality of it, is like, you gotta love it to an extent, like making videos, or else you're just gonna burn out. So
You're 100% right.